Go check your Twitter, make sure it's working. Hey everyone, we'll be starting soon. Thank you all for joining early. Alrighty, so it's 10 o'clock here in the Eastern time zone. If for whatever reason one of the live streams audios doesn't work, just let me know. Otherwise, we'll be getting started shortly. Thank you all for joining. We're live on YouTube, Twitter, Discord, Telegram, in the future, CNBC, so we'll see. Okay. Cool. So I see people are joining in. We got a few people listening in, so we can kill a bit of time before we dive into the questions. Definitely raise your hand if you want to come up. Happy to bring people up and ask questions live as well if you all want to come up and do that. But yeah, today we just have some questions from the community. It can be a short one. And we can, take it from there. So, if anybody has any questions they want to come up, maybe we can do that early too. So I see, I am Optimist wants to come up, so why not? Let's do it. Okay. Optimist, you're up.
Hey guys, how are you?
Doing great. We can hear you.
My question basically, I would like you guys to tell us more about the security protocol. Because these days, there are very hacking, different networks. Recently, London network was recently hacked. A lot of people lost their phones. I was a victim as well. So I'd just like you guys to share more light on, your security protocol and how can people be so sure of not being, be a victim of what type of network.
Yeah, that's a good question. So if I understood it correctly, I'll just repeat it for the audience. So what are some of the security procedures and protocols that we have in place to protect users? So I would say the most important one is audits. We're being redundant with auditors. We have currently 2 audits that we've done. We're likely going to be doing another one and going to be having redundancy there. It's good to get second, third opinions on these things. To your point, it's very important to protect people. The most important thing I would say is audits. I would recommend you listen to the live stream that we did last week. We had our AuditorSec come up and essentially go through and give their perspective, get some of their thoughts on best practices. There should also be penetration testing done on the front ends to make sure that the front end is also not a vulnerability. There's also various principles that as architects we need to adhere to for decentralization. Make sure there's no central points of failure. Make sure that people, as they use this thing, even through governance, DAO governance, can't have governance attacks, for example. So there's definitely a lot to consider. I would say the most important thing is being security first, having several audits done for the protocols and the front end. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Exactly my point. because a lot of people is that they are kind of very very careful about joining different networks, like join different projects.
Yeah, and we're gonna be very transparent in those audits. So as you can
Trust me,
see, we
bro, I was
had.
a victim of this when I so that too. So
Yeah, sorry, you're breaking up a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna be very transparent on the audits that we're doing. You'll be able to see the full reports. As you can see, we had our auditor come up here, so you can even ask them questions if you like. But I would say that's probably the most important thing. There's experts, obviously.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, obviously not everything can be covered, but we definitely try our best to try there. Okay, awesome.
All right.
Any other? Yeah, if no other questions, we'll put you back down.
I think I should stop. I should stop for now. Man. Let from people as well.
Okay, great. Thank you for coming up and asking questions. Really appreciate it. Okay, awesome. Yeah, if anybody else wants to come up and ask questions, the stage is open. Happy to do that. If not, we can get started. And yeah, we'll go through some of the questions that we have here outlined. Okay. So first, is there any plans to integrate NFTs more into the Pontem products? For example, a direct marketplace, in the wallet or an NFT marketplace of your own, using the LiquidSwap website. So yeah, I definitely don't want to reveal too much, given that some of this is in the process and future roadmap. But we definitely want to integrate more with NFTs, with the NFT ecosystem. There's various utilities that can be enabled with NFTs, especially with the swap protocol that we're building. The asset type right now is the fungible coins, or tokens that would be like the Aptos token or any other token that is fungible, that can easily be changed to these non-fungible tokens, the NFTs. So there's definitely a lot of design space to enable NFTs and also use them as access tokens for product features within the product itself. So it's definitely something we're considering. And as we develop these ideas out more and put them into our roadmap, we will definitely share them with y'all in the community. So cool. Okay, I think this was a question that was just asked. Considering security is a top priority, how do we secure the protocols? What kind of precautions we take? And yeah, I mean, as I mentioned, the most important thing is audits and being redundant there. Listening to security experts on what they think could be vulnerabilities. Making sure that we're adhering to recommendations and that we're doing things safely. There's also various principles on decentralization and how these things are architected to make sure that, for example, the contracts are immutable, that no one or multiple parties have access to change the code and essentially withdraw coins from the contracts, which could be a huge security vulnerability. I would caution people to just be aware that the contracts that you're using, some of them might not be fully decentralized, which means there's a central point of failure. Potentially like the developers that could potentially, for lack of a better term, rug the coins that are in the contract. So just be careful. Even if things are audited, if they're not fully immutable or decentralized, there's still the opportunity for malicious actor. It could be the developers themselves or other third parties that break into the developer accounts in order to steal coins. So I just want to make sure that everyone is aware of those types of architectures and that you are looking very closely not just at the audits but also how decentralized the protocols are. Decentralization is why we're here, and it's important, and it's a security feature. We shouldn't try to work around it. Okay, next one. What are our plans for cooperation with different projects? So we definitely have cooperations in place for partnerships. You'll be seeing some of that come out. First, we're getting our wallet integrating as many front ends as possible. So you'll start to see our wallet, in all the apps within Aptos that you normally use already or that you're excited about using in the future. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Then more deeply tied integrations as well on the protocols, others that are starting to use our swaps That'll be coming out as well. And we will, our protocols, everything that we're building is completely open source, permissionless, so anybody can use it. But we do plan to work with some teams to help them integrate more closely, and if they do that, then they include in their front ends, etc. We can also help. Help with announcing these. So keep an eye out for those. They'll come in the near future. The one thing I'll say though is that we are being very careful and just cognizant of the projects that we work with and then we promote or share with y'all. We want to make sure that they're legitimate teams. They're not somewhat anonymous, right? Or that they have the best intentions in mind, and they're auditing everything as well, and making sure that y'all are safe through the things that we are promoting on our social media channels, for example. So keep an eye out for that. It's very, very common for teams or other projects to just very loosely start announcing integrations and cooperations, and then some of these might end up being malicious or unintendedly being dangerous. So we definitely try to take that extra step to make sure that everyone that we're working with at least is instituting best practices around the products that they're building, so that y'all are protected as well as we promote things and make sure that you guys are safe, going back to the previous question. Okay. Which projects do you consider true competitors? What makes you different, better than them? So we're building several products, and there's definitely competitors across each one on the categories. So on the wallet, people might be familiar with Martian, for example, as another wallet. I would say we definitely have competitive advantages there on how we're building, differentiating for security features, some of the users, and then in the future more integrated apps. So keep an eye out for that. On the swap functionality, there's category competitors like central limit order books like Iconia, for example. However, we do believe that the constant function market maker is a better implementation. I would argue more capital efficient when done correctly, and we believe that it's generally a better protocol. On the VM side, I don't believe we have specific competitors. This is also I would say our core expertise in deploying the Move virtual machine, and in the future when the Move virtual machine is deployable on other layer ones. I'm sure others will come out of the woodworks and also try to compete, but hopefully our experience and knowledge and trust in the apps and products that we built will also help differentiate us against other competitors potentially that even just copy paste whatever we're doing. So we have several products. There's different competitors in each. One of our advantages is that we're vertically integrated as well, so we can work these products together. And essentially the fact that we can see the entire user experience is a huge competitive advantage for us as well. Okay, so the next question is where do you think Aptos will be in the next 5 years compared to ETH, Binance Smart Chain, or other chains, and where does Pontem fit in? So I do believe that it's going to be a multi-chain world. I think Ethereum already proved that to have staying power and a Lindy effect, unless something goes terribly wrong with the merge, which seems unlikely at this point, that Ethereum is going to be around for a very long time at least. So I definitely see Ethereum being around. I think other top chains will likely also be around. I think Aptos is definitely going to be one of those top chains. Binance Smart Chain is likely also going to be another one of those. And we'll see, right? There's interoperability messaging protocols that enable bridging and cross chain contract execution. So, there's definitely solutions to make this multi-chain world a little bit easier to deal with. And we're aiming to build on top of these solutions so that as users develop with Move and other chains, that there is at the end of the day, as developers develop with Move on other chains, there is an efficient way for the end user to also interact with these. So we'll be supporting all those. We'll be deploying the Move VM where it makes sense, where we think the biggest opportunity is in the top layer ones. Really bullish on Ethereum layer 2 actually. So Arbitrum, Optimism, some of the ZK stuff going on. So yeah, really bullish there. We'll see how we best integrate. But yeah, I believe there's likely to be 3 or more top layer ones in the next 5 years, and they're differentiated by use cases. They're differentiated by different different values on the decentralization, security, decentralization, security spectrum, where essentially some might be more centralized, that might cause some issues with scalability or security, and similarly, it's a trade-off, as you've all probably heard of the trilemma between security, decentralization, and scalability. So I think there'll be probably 3 to 5 different ones that adhere to different on a scale, adhere to different points or Schelling points within this 3-dimensional scale. So and then users will either choose or let the apps choose for them, and there'll be trade-offs between costs, there'll be trade-offs between time spent, I think at the end of the day, the users will have the choice, and I think the end state is going to look a lot more like a Web 2 app, hopefully. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Okay, next question. Okay, so Web 3 has not yet been fully built as a sufficient standalone system, and that could take years. Web 2 will be a thing of the past when that happens. So there's still a hypothesis between this is possible or not. Can we achieve all levels of public trust that are built for all types of tech-savvy users? In my opinion, how do we convince the public to be interested in Web 3? So I don't think this idea of Web 2 will go away. We'll still probably need centralized servers. There's still a lot of efficiency there. It could be that in the future everything is decentralized, everything's running on IPFS or on distributed servers that are not centralized in one cloud company. I think that could totally be possible. I think we're still pretty far away from the technology being there. I would also say that there's other technologies that are enabling this quote unquote Web 3. I think AI and contextual searches, for example, is one of those. IoT devices, phones, VR headsets are another one. So I think what we'll see is just an evolution of the internet and the tools that we use within them. I think these cryptography primitives that we call cryptocurrency or tokens that enable us to exchange value over the internet is a huge upgrade over previously what we could do. There's kind of like this more fundamentalist radical view that everything should be decentralized, including the servers, including the front ends. That could be a possibility in the future. However, I don't think the technology is there now, and maybe not in the next 5 years, but potentially in the future. I think it does take a paradigm shift in how we think about and the companies that will be disrupted once we go there, or whether they adapt or not. Okay, next question. How can the community contribute more to the project? Definitely go into our ambassador program so that you can contribute directly there, and that's probably the best way. Get involved, get engaged in our chats, in our Discord, in our Telegram. Ask us questions. You see that we answer them here in the AMA. The ambassador program is a very structured way for you to contribute your brain power, your skills into building blogs, into building designs, into building tutorials, technical tutorials. And we have bounties set up for that. So if you're interested, if you have the skills to contribute, definitely check out the ambassador program. It's on our website. I'm sure someone could link in one of the chats here as well. Okay, what are some of the core values that we have, that Pontem Network has, and how does it make us more relevant than some of the other projects coming in? So I think emphasis on security. So doing multiple audits is one of those core values. Emphasis on decentralization, which also ties into security, is one of those core values. We want to ship immutable, decentralized things that can be controlled by central parties. I think that's part of the ethos and part of the value proposition of crypto. So we're going to be adhering to those. And then lastly, I would say Scalability to a certain extent, from whatever is possible. It's definitely a trade-off, but we do want to enable scalability. This is why we're building on Aptos. It enables parallel transaction executions on our swaps. And I mean, it can be a trade-off, but I think we can give users a choice of that trade-off as well between decentralization, security, and scalability. Honestly, I do want to prioritize for security. That's number one. Decentralization closely tied to security, and then scalability. Give people a choice of how scalable they want to be, and how much they trust the underlying assumptions of the layer ones that they're working on. So just transparency in that sense. Transparency is also a good value, right? So transparency in the sense of sharing everything that we're doing, allowing you all to see and verify. Don't trust, just verify yourself in order to make sure that you're using the safe things. Okay. Next one. What are the most important and immediate goals for us in 2022, 2023? Top 3 key performance metrics, what would they be? So I would say it's getting these 3 products live. The first 2 being Liquid Swap, which is a constant function market maker, and the second one being the wallet. So those are our most immediate goals for the near future. Top 3 performance metrics is going to be user adoption and value being transacted through these applications. So we want to make sure that we're meeting the demand with efficient supply. We want to make sure that there's efficient marketplaces with enough order book depth, so there's not there's good there's good pricing and low slippage. And on the user interface on the wall, we want to make sure that users are happy with the experience, that they feel safe using those. So adoption metrics like daily active users, transaction volume, total value locked, etc. is key metrics that we'll be tracking alongside optimizations for price slippage and order book depth on the swaps. Okay. Why the bridge on the logo? So Pontem stands for bridge. Generally, we're bridging Web 2 to Web 3, allowing you all to use the wallet, for example, to enter the Web 3 world. We also think we're bridging the EVM to the MoveVM worlds. So various bridge analogies there. I would say it's somewhat like an abstract concept that can be radically applied. Definitely overlap with some of the specific products like bridges that do exist. But generally, I would just think of it as like an abstract concept. For our brand, Pontem, it means bridge in Latin, so the logo definitely makes sense there. Okay. How do we spend our free time? Are we watching movies together? Do you have any interesting team building activities? We do not watch movies together. We're very distributed, although I guess we could technically over Zoom watch movies together. That's a good idea. I mean, we each individual team member spends their free time as possible. We do encourage people to take free time, to take vacation, so that they're healthy and in a good state of mind as they're building with us. We definitely have planned activities for team joining together where we can. We're pretty distributed, so it makes it a little bit harder, but we definitely want to plan in-person activities around events that are happening where we can get different team members together. Okay, will there be apps for the smartphone in the future? Yes, take a look at some of the previous AMAs that we've done. We've showcased our mobile app, which should be coming soon. Keep an eye out for that. We'll have a wallet on the iOS and Android store relatively soon. Why do we choose Aptos in the Move language? Yeah, this question comes up often. Definitely talked about it in the past. I'll just recap here. We believe Aptos is likely to be the best quote-unquote production-ready blockchain for applications, which enables security, decentralization, and scalability. Scalability being the biggest differentiator. It's touting to have close to 100,000 transactions per second. Right now, it's benchmarking pretty high. We're pretty bullish that it'll be as scalable or more scalable than Solana, for example, without some of the congestion issues that Solana has experienced. So we're really bullish that it'll reach that scalability throughput. The Move language itself is Yeah, just really easy to work with. It's really a paradigm shift over the EVM. You have a framework that looks a lot like TypeScript on top of Rust, so it inherits a lot of the security and efficiencies of Rust, just by making it really easy for developers to build on, really intuitive to do code reviews, to really understand the business logic. So Move is generally what we would think is just way, way better than what's currently existing. So yeah, we're generally pretty bullish that the Move VM will overtake the EVM, and that Aptos will be at least in the short interim and likely in the near and future the most production ready blockchain in layer one. So that's what we picked the two. Awesome. So those are all the questions that we have. If other people have questions or want to come up, let me know or raise your hand to speak, and we'll let you up onto the stage. I see I am Optimist again wanted to come up, so welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be there. So guys, my question here is that I would like to know, will there be some kind of opportunity for like little investors, like for example, who provide liquidity provided, like will there be some sort of opportunity for them, like we that might be interested in providing some liquidity in your network, like you get my point what I'm saying?
Could you repeat the question? I'm
You
sorry.
get it? Okay, I said, would there be some kind of opportunity for like liquidity provider, like provider, when you guys actually get on minutes, like would there be some kind of opportunity for little investors that might be interested in investing or collaborating with you guys?
So our protocol will be very similar to other constant function market makers, where you can pull together liquidity into a pool and then receive the fees, the trading fees from others. So it's in a sense it's very similar to other applications that you probably used in the past in that way. So there would definitely be opportunities for liquidity providers to pool liquidity and earn trading fees.
Okay, that's good. Another one, I would like to know, will there be some sort of like reward or airdrop for for early supporters and early adopters of your network? Because
Um,
trust me, people would love to know that.
Yeah, so we'll be releasing more information on emission rewards and other ways that early adopters can get rewarded. So very similar to other protocols that have emission rewards, we'll definitely have those. So keep an eye out for that. We'll be releasing more information on that soon.
Yeah, that's good because yeah, it's good to be there and it's good to know. It's good you guys are are kind of focused because to me, it's actually been a hell of a ride in this journey. But trust me, I wish you guys success. And yeah, we are here to support you guys.
Great, thank you so much. Okay, so we do have a few more people wanting to come up, so we'll invite them up. I'll invite 2 people at a time.
Hi, what's good?
Everything's good. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you for bringing me up. So, I guess let me just go straight to the question, yeah, because I know a lot of people down there that wants to speak. So, my question is, we know this is more like a new stuff, yeah. So, what's going to be like the distinguishing factor from the rest? That's what I want to know. I know you guys have a lot of things in store for us, so I mean, what's the stuff that is going to keep us here and that is going to distinguish you guys from the rest? Sorry, I don't know if you understand my question.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we're iterating on a lot of the innovation that has already happened on the Ethereum space, and by using Aptos, which allows for more scalability, so faster throughput, we're able to offer better user experience. And then we're also doing iterative innovations, so slight innovations over existing models to make the user experience better. We're also adhering to a lot of the decentralization principles that are, make applications on Ethereum like an Aave or a MakerDAO, be trustworthy and be here for a really long time. So combining the high throughput and scalability of Aptos with the decentralized principles of blue chip DeFi apps, we're hoping to be here for a while, and that people can see those values and feel safe using these applications.
Thank you for that. And I don't know, what are you planning for like iOS and Android? But like I know using Aptos, yeah, Aptos right now, it's not like really good with Android users, you know. Like I use Android, I use a Samsung, and I haven't been finding it like easy, like when I use the iOS stuff. So, what do you have? Like how most of this your stuff on both operating systems?
Yeah, so we're launching mobile apps. So pretty soon you'll be able to download native mobile apps for iOS and Android. We're also making sure that what we build is also accessible from the browser. If you're not downloading the apps, you can also do it from your mobile app browser. But yeah, definitely keep an eye out for the mobile apps as well, which will be coming soon.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting though. Like I really love the sound of that. So, anyways, that'll be that from me, and it's good to be good. I mean, it's good to be here. I love this stuff. Thank you guys.
Great, thank you for
Really
coming
good.
up. Awesome, cool. So we're at 30 minutes. Thank you everyone for joining in and listening. We'll end it here and see you all next week. Bye.